Welcome to the Typical Skeptic Podcast, where we dive deep, you decide. Questioning the matrix from UFOs, where the shadows of known reside. Rob Khalil busting myths like ghosts in the night. Paranormal pros, secret space ops, yo, we keep it real, no fright. Typical skeptical, seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Aliens, Anunnaki, black ops in disguise. From abductions to ancient scripts, we flip the script wide. TSP style, mile after mile, truth can't hide. Hold up, TSP crew assemble, we dismantle the fable. My lab's targeted souls breaking out of the stable. Dogman howling, Bigfoot prowling, cryptids in the mist. Mandela the fifth twist in reality, can't resist the twist. Soul trap snapping, reincarnation mapping, holographic dreams. Near-death visions, out-of-body missions, waking up the teams. No censorship here, we fear no elite scheme. Conspiracy kings ringing bells, hear the freedom ring. The skeptic truth seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Extraterrestrials, interdimensional.
Welcome to Typical Skeptic Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Hey guys, welcome back to another show. I'm really excited about my guest today. It's my good friend Julia Anchorhaven. I sorry for I was late. I apologize, guys. Which I wrote tonight. Julia Anchorhaven returns to the podcast for a special evening of live Akashic Breakaway Oracle readings with her new deck. Julia will introduce the newly released Breakaway Oracle Card Deck created with John Whitberg and use its powerful imagery and messages to offer intuitive readings for members of the live audience. Julia is a world traveler, Akashic Oracle reader, Violet Flame Reiki Master, Access Consciousness Practitioner, Quantum Crystal and Sound Therapist, Mystical Wellness Guide, and Secret Space Program Experiencer. We'll discuss the inspiration and creative process behind the Breakaway Oracle deck and how cards connect with Akashic memory retrieval and how intuitive tools may help people uncover their patterns, receive guidance, and reconnect with their truth. Then we'll open the floor for audience readings. Bring a question, join us in the live chat, and see what the cards may reveal. And I'm bringing her to the stage now. And I'm really excited. And yeah, Julia, thanks so much for coming on and congratulations on your new deck.
Oh, thank you, Rob. How are you? Your AI knows me so well. That's so funny. I thought we might actually do some Q&A before we get into the readings, because you just come off a really big show with a lot of super soldier USAP information dropped very quickly. So if anyone does have questions, then yeah, throw them at me. But as we work through the Breakaway Oracle, this is designed for people who are mind labs or abductees or super soldiers to help make sense of their memory. So we'll get into some of those topics anyway today. But yeah, what's been going on with you lately?
Same old, you know, just living the dream, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I had a cigarette in my ear. Oh gosh, I felt like I got really targeted during that show, and I had to lay down. That's why I was late. I slept till like 7:05.
Well, the same thing happened to me earlier. I did a show with Miles Johnston, and we were talking about weather warfare. And then afterwards, I lay down, and I did not wake up. And I have a group at 8 o'clock UK time on Wednesday and a Saturday. And my ladies were sitting in the waiting room. And then they started to phone me. And iPhone let it through. Because when you ring a phone enough, it thinks it's an emergency. So iPhone actually did let the call through like 20 minutes late. And then I was like, so it's sleep trap targeting again. Yeah, so when we're getting into these hot topics, and that's what they are. So shout out to everybody who's lurking, which are like agencies in the background. We love the lurkers. We love the handlers also. And we're going to heal you guys this evening. So we will be doing some healing and some Breakaway Oracle, which I think itself is healing. So I have an Akashic guide as well. So everything I do is grounded in, anchored in healing. So when these hot topics come up, they're coming forward to be healed. But I'm going to do the bowl. If that's okay, guys, prepare yourselves because the bowl might be a bit loud. So we're going to do some energy clearing. So just take a deep breath. have your feet on the floor, and if there's anything ready to get, to release, and we do that on the exhale. So we're going to breathe in those healing crystal energies and breathe out. I'm actually using a Japanese bowl. This is my Japanese rice bowl, but it's my best one. I love it. Okay, here we go. So just take a deep breath in, calling back your energy across time and space. And release, release, release. Deep breath in. So when you hear that scratchy sound, that's energy being cleansed. We're just going to release. Slow breath out, letting go of anything that's not yours, anything that's been sent to you, anything that does not serve you. We release it now.
I love that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm a sound therapist. I work with lots of different tools, which is a bit funny because I'm actually deaf as well. So, but my favorite one, everybody's favorite one, is this. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the earth chime, the Koshi chime Terra. So it's very calming. So I do work with sound a lot.
That was nice. That was cool. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So if anybody's got any questions, pop them in the chat. I'm happy to take random Q&A. I really do not mind. You can ask me absolutely anything. But the Breakaway Oracle, I'm actually working on a second deck. We're working on deck number 2 already. So deck number 1 sold out. So this is the founder copy, which covers quite a few different topics. So it gets into the real basics, your foundations of the special access program. So we've got like the factions, planets, we've got roles, limitations, we've got healing. So we do get into targeting and things like that in this deck. And there's 3 different targeting cards that might come out to let me know how you are being targeted and what we can do basically to support you. StreamYard is not the best for me. I actually target my router because it's not secure as Zoom. So every 15 minutes you'll see me phasing in and out because I get targeted really badly when we do these sessions. But we're going to hang in there. Oh, John Whitberg's in the chat. Hi, John Whitberg. so guys, do go check out at the John Whitberg. Sorry, go on.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, check out John Whitberg's channel. What was the inspiration for you and him to do this deck? Like, what was? Tell us about the background.
Yeah, so I wanted to create something that basically documented what I've been going through for the last couple of years, and I call that my debrief process. So that process of getting memories and trying to make sense of everything and trying to understand the information and the context where this comes from. So I've been searching for context for a long time, and I found the context in the Secret Space program, that kind of weird stuff that made sense. I call it SSP weird shit because that's the only term that really fits these days. And then I started to read John's books last year. And when I was reading the very first book, which I had a hard copy of, I began to think, is this me? Is this particular character me? So I reached out to John, who at that point, I just watched a few videos, didn't really relate with him that much, but I thought, I'm going to reach out. And it turns out we actually do know each other. And we know each other from like the breakaway colonies, where he was my instructor in like as a spy. Yeah, so we've done missions together on and off planet. So we've been friends for a long time in the breakaway. So we rekindled our friendship. So we're good pals. And then when I wanted to start creating this deck to really kind of figure out, okay, if this is helping me, the stuff that I've been going through, and I'm an oracle, I'm literally like the breakaway oracle. So then, so I asked John to support me because I consider John Whitberg to be the subject matter expert on these topics. He has so much information. He does not get mind wiped the way normal people do. He remembers going to like school, off planet and things like that. So John and I collaborated on this. And he just did it to support me because it's fun. We have a lot of fun doing everything. Even from creating, I'll create the designs and we choose it together. We work on the information together. So for the guidebook, the 82-page guidebook, John Whitberg's had a huge impact in that guidebook. He's helped me with all like choosing the designs and everything. So we've really collaborated on this. It's a passion project for us both. And we've gone into creating the second deck already, which is called the Breakaway Oracle Galactic Assignments. And it gets into roles and responsibilities. So that's actually available to pre-order at breakawayoracle.com. And that's like our shared website in a way. Yeah, so we've really enjoyed this project. It's been really fun. I love to bring fun, joy, and laughter into everything I do. And nobody makes me laugh quite as much as John Whitberg.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to have him back on the show. Yeah, like
yes.
I have had him on many times, but a couple times before, but I don't think I've had him on my new channel yet. So
yeah, I was trying to think of that show that you did years ago, like maybe in 2024, when it was him and Christy Campbell, and there was a storm and his internet kept getting knocked out or something. And I think that was one of those shows when you think, wow, that had an impact on me. There was something in that show that resonated and unlocked something. So I'm trying to find out, when was that show? I think you've got it probably on Odyssey or somewhere.
I tried looking for it. I was going to repost it, but like his shows are hard to find, the ones I have with him for some reason. They're
I don't think there's anything on YouTube that you've got with him at all. I really don't think so.
Yeah, or Rumble either. I got to contact him for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's saying you'll have to contact him. Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, so it's really fun working with John Whitberg. So we've created this together, the Breakaway Oracle. You can go to breakawayoracle.com, but we're going to be doing some readings today. So there were 27 copies of the Founder deck that got shipped out to UK, to Belgium, to Canada, Australia, and all over America. So they are the founders, and the founders will be getting together this weekend for a masterclass. So it's a free masterclass. You do need to have a copy of the deck. So don't even try and book on if you didn't purchase the deck, because this is exclusively for the founders. Yeah, so we're going to be working with the cards. We're going to be looking at the different images, the keywords, the taglines, the essential meanings, and we're going to be doing how to work with the deck. And also, because I'm a pendulum alchemist, so I bring in pendulum alchemy, change into everything I do. So I created dowsing charts and arcs. So if you don't have the cards with you, you can always just carry the pendulum arc and in whatever pendulum you've got, and you can still work with the energies of the deck. So it's super cool. So it's more than just a card deck. It really is. It's for, increasing your knowledge base. You can get a lot of clarity from it. You can work with the artwork for activating for meditations, and you can work with it as an oracle to figure out what's been going on with you lately, or what programs, factions, and roles, what messages, themes, and energies are either supporting your life or limiting your life. Because if it's not helpful with the SSP and everything else I do, it's potentially harmful. Yes, we want to bring in healing. So there is a big section in the deck that is about healing. And then when we get into the second deck, the healing section, it kind of takes it up a notch. So we're working with like bind runes and seals. So it's very exciting. Wow. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
We already had someone donate. We had one person. Cool. This is Kimberly Bamford, and she says, I wanted to donate for your show night with Anchorhaven. She says, general reading, please, if there's time. She says, thank you.
Is it okay if I do a reading for John Whitberg first? Because I've not actually done a reading for John Whitberg. We created this deck, and I never did an actual reading for him. I think he wanted to know what happened on the mission he was on yesterday, because we get actively taken, guys. We're still taken. People who think that they're not actively in service, that's not true. You just don't remember. But if anyone's got any questions, please pop them in the chat as we go, if you just want to know about general SSP stuff, because there was a few interesting things on that show that you just did, with Kimberly saying that she was number 5. I know somebody else who also believes they're number 5 in Umbrella Academy, the TV and cartoon. I am documented as number 7. Yeah, so I am Vanya/Victor, and I knew it was me because her abilities are the same as mine. The emotional suppression code is the same as mine. So yeah, that is one of the things that I'm pretty sure of. But she also mentioned being from the Resident Evil game. I forget now. William Birkin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm meant to be Annette Birkin, his wife. So that means Kimberly potentially is my husband. So I think that's really funny.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So these things are crazy. Okay, so John wants to know what happened in my 60 and back last night. So Nachtwaffen, they take you in 60s generally. They're taking you in your physical body. When people talk about 20, that generally applies to other factions where they're using clones. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to cleanse the deck. Where's my wawa? So, you know, I've been coming on your show for over a year.
Wow.
So interesting. Okay, so this is for John Whitberg. So all readings for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate with you, particular faction or something that I'm saying, I do have other decks, guys. If you're not into SSP, I've actually got the Healing Waters Oracle out today. This is by Rebecca Campbell. Plus, I work with Violet Flame energies, Violet Flame sigils, which are healing, transformational. So if you're not into the SSP weird shit, don't ask for a breakaway. Ask for just a regular reading, yeah, and we'll do that with the other oracles. Yeah, they can do 60 when they use your real body, John is saying. That's true. So I'm just going to fan the deck, tuning into the energy that is John Whitberg, and pull some cards that I believe may apply to him. So when you guys come on my masterclass this weekend, we'll look at different layouts and things, but I do like to work intuitively. So we'll just see what comes out. So it's okay if you're not using the guidebook, it's okay. You know, oh, John, there's quite a bit of healing that needs to be done for you, pal. Okay. I'm going to show the healing cards first, because the first thing I've got is anchor. So it's time to anchor your energy. This is about getting grounded. So especially before we use any kind of psionics abilities, any psychic senses, you want to make sure that you're very anchored, very earthed, getting outside, drinking lots of water, that kind of thing. We also have the fire shield. And what's interesting about this is that Marantha O'Rourke from Australia did a reading for me the other day, and she wasn't aware that this card was in my deck. And when she channeled through from the Galactic Guides, they said that I needed to use my fire shield of source. And that's this card, right? How weird is that? So this is shield, protect and transform. So there is a need to protect yourself right now, John. As always, but your energies are shifting, so transformation is important. You've also got the shadow, strength in the darkness card, which shows that there's some deep healing that is ready to be processed. So all of these projects, all of these things we do in the SSP, it's all grounded in trauma and wounding, lack and scarcity. And at some point, this needs to be healed, yeah? So as we talk about it, we heal it. As we bring it to the surface, we heal it, and that's my main focus. And quite a few of us in the community are healers primarily. Yeah, so they're first of the healing cards. We've also got the Navigator Pilot card coming out for you, John, which lets me know about your level of psionics is extremely high. Because as a navigator, as a pilot, even if that wasn't your particular role, you did need to have that level of psionics to be able to tune into every single person on the ship, to be able to anchor them, to activate the ship, and to jump, yeah, through time and space. So when we look at the Navigator card, the keywords, we have got interface. Yeah, so you're great at interfacing with other intelligences. We've got rules. You're very good at following protocols. And we've got rare. So rare means that your level of psionics is very rare. Yeah, which I can attest to as well. We also have the looking glass, which links into that. So John does have the correct blood type to operate the looking glass, which is AB negative, is that right? Or is it AB positive? So he has an altar who literally works with the looking glass. Looking glass technology is still active. It never ended. There's a lot of misinformation out there about the looking glass. So we talk about it further in the Breakaway Oracle Guide, how there's so many on the planet, like in Area 52, I think it is. And yeah, so we know that he actively does have altars who are using looking glass technology. Yep. I've also got the MK Ultra card come out. And what's interesting is there's two MK Ultra cards in the deck. One is traditional and one is modern. And the traditional one shows for people who were born before 1980 that they went through all the torturing, all the SRA and all that horrible stuff to mind fracture. John was born after 1980. He's got the modern card, which shows that his level of MK Ultra mind fracturing did not involve the same level of torture. There was a lot more drugs used, a lot more TV programming and things like that in there. So that's appropriate for John. That right one, showing that he is mind fractured, that he does have alters, basically. We've also got the Battle Bonds card coming out, which shows trauma twinning. Okay, so he's got an active trauma twin connection. And this is something that needs healing. So we don't really recommend like having relationships and deep friendships and trying to connect to your trauma twin, because it's all grounded in trauma, like real trauma where you're made to unalive each other over and over. And mine is a dyad connection as well. So Drago and I were literally created as a pair. So we weren't just trauma twins, two separate people. We were genetically created and encoded to work as a pair. So ours is slightly different, but we do still have an element of this. So this is what's coming out for John Whitberg today. So I hope that makes sense. There's definitely some healing that's required, John, because you've got the shadow card coming out showing deep emotional healing is required. Yep. So put your shields up. Okay. Work with the fire shield. And anchor your energy. This is the most important thing, is getting anchored, getting grounded. So that's for John Whitberg. Thank you.
That was great. That was really great. Okay.
That's the first reading he's ever heard. And literally every single card in the deck applies to John and applies to me in some aspects as well. But every single thing in this deck applies to John and his altars. Right? Yeah. So it's so funny that we never actually sat down and did a reading before to work with it. How cool is that? Okay, was it Kimberly Bamford next?
Kimberly Bamford. I'm trying to pull up her account here. And guys, you can donate if you want. You know, it's I put links in the description to donate, and there's links in here to donate. It would help out the show a lot, and some of the proceeds will go to Anchorhaven too. So definitely donate for sure, guys. And thank you, Kimberly, for donating with PayPal and everything.
So please do specify if you want a breakaway, like an SSP reading, or if you just want a regular healing oracle reading, and I'll work with different cards. Yeah. General needs healing. Okay. So I'm working with the healing waters because I thought it's all the fire energy going on. And as a violet flame alchemist, I work with fire and ice. There's always that balance of fire and ice. So when we were working with the violet flame rescue flames recently, I was anchoring in like a winter ice flame into North America to try and support it over there. But what I discovered is they're using hellfire. They're using a fire that can't be put out because it's from like the depths of hell, right? Okay, so this is for Kimberly. And I do rapid readings, guys, so please bear with me. Just take what resonates. Okay. So I've got 2 violet flame cards. One has a sigil, and I have got a water card. So we've got the waterfall. It says inner power, unbridled confidence, and claiming your place. So this is the waterfall. I might need to dig up my background. I don't know. This is for Kimberly. This is the waterfall energy. So you've got this renewal of energy coming in, and it's going to refreshing through your full body. So when you have a shower next, do imagine that waterfall energy washing through. So we call this the liquid light cleanse. Yeah. So imagine that you're washing through with aquamarine crystal light, washing through and going down the drain, washing through, going down the drain. So releasing any unwanted energies. It's letting me know that the sacral chakra, this is what needs healing right now the most. You've got spiritual healing coming in. So this is a violet flame sigil. It is an activated ancient key. It works with violet flame Reiki and the goddess Guan Yin. So you can note that down and you can ask it to work with you. Okay, so it's so simple, so healing, so calming, spiritual healing. So when I work with violet flame Reiki, I tell everybody, just call it in at bedtime. Just call it in and say to you guys, I'd like to receive spiritual healing now, please. Yeah, and bring that in. So this is for Kimberly. They're just saying one more card. Okay, yes, so you're not sleeping very well. So definitely at bedtime. So we've got chronic fatigue, we've got insomnia, so you're getting an unrestful sleep. So this is an activation for you to call in better sleep. And we do that alongside the spiritual healing, okay? And that's for Kimberly. So the waterfall energy is going to be great. So it's washing through all the way down to your feet. Yeah, washing through that sacral chakra. So that's that orange energy. So when your sacral is overpowered, and you've got too much orange energy, it can be just as bad. You might be getting lower back pain. You might be experiencing trouble with your moon cycle and things like that. So washing through with that aquamarine, that blue energy, should neutralize and calm your sacral chakra and bring everything back into balance. Yeah, that's for Kimberly.
I love that. That was amazing. And I hope that resonates with you, Kimberly. The next one is from Mike A. And Mike's been through a lot. He says, can I get a reading or healing? He says, much love. He's been through a lot. He's
Yeah.
been through like surgeries
So
and all kinds of stuff. And
did
he was
Mike
in
want
like a
a
coma.
breakaway reading? Because I know we did talk about his healing, but did Mike mention if you wanted breakaway cards?
Mike, what can you tell us what you want? Do you want the breakaway cards or you want another
So
something
I'll
else?
do Violet Flame for sure. But just in case, because guys, if you don't like resonate with SSP, then don't ask me to do the breakaway. Because you might end up with some information that you're thinking, what? She said what? I meant what? Yeah, so Breakaway Oracle is only for people who really do think that they're military abductees or really think they could be in the secret space program, the unacknowledged special access programs. He says yes. Okay. Well, let's start off with the healing cards. Okay, so we did talk about this in the chat earlier. Because he's like, what do you do? I'm like, pal, I do a bit of everything. Okay, yeah, you need a massive detox. So what we've got coming in for Mike is we've got this purification circle. So do take a screenshot or draw this out. This is a purification circle. So you could like literally imagine that this is around you. This is a ring of violet fire around you. And those little circles there could be your guide team standing there on the perimeter to protect and support you. Okay, working with the purification circle, you could literally draw this out. And then in the center, just write down what it is that you would like to be cleansed and cleared. You can imagine it as like a cauldron or a pot of energy. And whatever you put into that pot is going to be purified. Yeah, so purification circle, purification pot, eternal spiritual cleansers coming in. So the healing that you have in the areas that we talked about are very delicate. Yeah, so it's definitely not something just for me to send a flash healing to your physical heart and stuff like that on a live show. But you can call in this eternal spiritual cleanse when you feel settled, when you feel safe and you're calm and your blood pressure is nice and settled, then call in eternal spiritual cleanse. Yeah, so this is coming in from your guide team, from your higher self, from your spiritual support team. Okay, so I'm just going to pull some breakaway cards for you, and this is the first time are you having a breakaway. So let me just see what makes sense, please, for Mike to know right now. Okay, let's see what we get, guys. If it doesn't make any sense, then just put it to one side for now. Okay, this is quite interesting. Okay, so the first thing I've got for you is I've got the Solar Warden card coming out. Solar Warden is covert programs. We generally think of them as kind of patrolling the galaxy, doing basic checks. New Skin described them as like mall cops.
That's hilarious.
Really funny. Yeah. So we've got Solar Warden for you. You've also got a scientist geneticist. Now I have a lot of scientist alters, so it lets me know that you've got a very high IQ. You're very methodical with the things you do. You like things to be quite regulated. Rules control the fun is my saying on that one. So yeah, so it lets me know that you know there's definitely an aspect of the work that you do in the here and now that should be quite everything in its place kind of work, or you love working with rules and regulations. You are tied into Arasaka Robotics, okay, which means you're working with technologies. These are one of the corporate powers out in the breakaway. They do work with transhumanization and innovation. So this is Japanese connections there for you. You may even be drawn to Japanese culture or Asian culture. I will say I'm like an Asian grandma because I really am. Like I eat Chinese food every single day. That's generally what I cook at home for me. There is, because we're already establishing that yes, you do have connections into the secret space program. If you didn't know that before, there's a card that's come out as DID. So this is dissociative identity disorder, mind fracturing alters. So it's letting us know that yeah, it's possible that you're in these programs and that your mind has been fractured. You've been through that breaking process to create the alter identity. So that's just a confirmation of that for you. I'm just going to get the keywords on that. So you may be having missing time, basically. You may be feeling that you're not alone. Like I've never been alone, right? Even when I'm alone, I know that I'm not really alone. And now I've started to query, okay, who said that? Like, is that my mind saying that or something else? Yeah, so just letting you know. So if you've been feeling a bit out of sorts at times, and you've been saying, well, where's the day gone? What's been going on? You know, that kind of energy, then that's coming in for you. You are connected into Saturn. I really struggle when it comes to the planets. I struggle to remember. I've been so heavily mind wiped, and we'll talk about this next. I'm so heavily mind wiped. I really struggle with certain things. So locations is one of them. And the weird thing about that is that last year when David Starr was on, he unlocked my energetic field to anchor in people's home planets. So that's one of the things that my energy holds is maps of the galaxy. And I can't remember the planetary cards. I really can't. So when we're dealing with Saturn, when we're dealing with Saturn's moons, we're looking at just the Dusbunder. So the whole breakaway is basically centered around Saturn. The central activities are there. So you could be linked into the German culture, you've got the Americans kind of energy with Solar Warden, but you've got the off-world German culture with the Saturn. And there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of history for the breakaway. Yeah, so it's interesting that you're tied in. And you might be drawn to certain patterns like Titan. Yeah. So that's what I've got for you. But the eternal spiritual cleanse is the most important thing. The purification card coming out lets me know that you need a detox. You need to just focus on your health. Yeah, do what makes you feel good. Get outside in the sun more and all that kind of stuff. So that is for Mike.
Okay, that was great. Let me see here. Let's do Kelly. Kelly would like a one. She's let me see. She's here.
Yeah. I know Kelly.
Let me see if I missed anybody.
So Kelly is one of the founder owners. She's got the deck. So hopefully she'll join us at the weekend for the masterclass. I don't know. You can register at bookwen.com/Anchorhaven and just request the replay. If you can't join the live masterclass, that's okay. But it's only for the people who purchased the original deck. So this is for Kelly. Am I connected? Interesting, the energy is coming out today. Okay. Oh, my screen. Okay, so this, it's definite confirmation that Kelly is in the programs. So we do have the soldier card coming out. This is not the same card that's in the deck. This is just my draft version. The one that's in the deck, he's wearing a black suit with a blue visor. But we've got confirmation of super soldier, ultra soldier for Kelly in special access programs. We've got confirmation of Project Phoenix or a similar time travel project. Yeah. So if you don't relate to Project Phoenix, which people generally call the Montauk Project, but this is called Project Phoenix, it could be a similar time travel project. Okay. We do have links to Orion Syndicate, which we affectionately call the terrorists in space. There's a lot of chaos attached to them, a lot of corruption, insurgency. I am really super connected to Black Pyramid, so I just love Black Pyramid ships. They talk to me all the time. I absolutely love it. So yes, you've got connections to Orion Syndicate. We get used because we have strong abilities, so we can access technology that they cannot, and that's why the Orions, who are like an offshoot faction of the Draco, they've rejected the traditional Draco society and they've started their own. We do have the DID card has come back out, which is confirmation of altars. Well, we already know that because the Project Phoenix card came out showing that you went through those programs. We got connections into Solar Warden. My mind always says, unfortunately. So these guys are linked into, so they're linked into the Jupiter moons. And I think of them as like, because John Whitberg has particular views on Solar Warden, that they basically just go around trying to reduce the population of off-world German and Japanese as much as they can. So when people talk about Solar Warden, they're not good. They're not good. There may be aspects of what they do that's good, but in general, they're not that good. Yeah, so people love them. You've also got YNK, the Yuzuru no Kunshu, which is the Japanese in space. For me, this is totally saying assassin mode. It really is. And I know there's elements of you because I've seen a vision of you as an assassin with knives, in the past. So I love that for you. So so that's what's coming out today. I'll just pick you a Violet Flame Healing card. But this could be something that you want to go deeper into when you're doing your meditation work. You want to try and draw some memories from this. We do need purification of your energies, Kelly. And we also need a mist of invisibility, which is to make your moves in silence. You need to protect and shield yourself. You need to be not seen. Yeah, this is quite important because you are highly targeted. So for everybody that's watching today or on the replay, please do protect your energies. Please do put in daily hygiene to ground center and protect your energy. It's really important. Work with the purification circle if you can. And remember, you can use it, you can write it down, you can visualize it, you can imagine it around you or on the body, in the body, or around the body. But this is violet flame purification. So just by working with this, you're going to call in the violet flame. And on that note, my name is activated with the violet flame. And I had to do that at the start of the year because I was getting too much targeting from people. And there were people talking about me in rooms where I was not. So as an alchemist, as a high priestess, I activated and encoded my name as a ward, so that it would basically, anybody who says any of my names, Julia Anchorhaven, anything like that, it would activate a violet flame healing for you. So violet flame will come into your body field via your higher self. So you've got no say in the matter. You're going to receive the violet flame because it's in your highest good. So I always work in perfect love and perfect trust. So anybody that uses my name, just know that that's encoded to bring transformation and healing into your life for the highest good, highest healing, highest outcome. Whether you like me or not, you're getting a healing, basically. Okay, that was for Kelly. Are you on mute?
Muted, sorry. And so we got a couple of people send super chats, but the next one is Andromedan, because he always goes last. I'll get Andromedan. Let me see here, and then we'll get to the and guys, remember, try to send try to use PayPal because YouTube takes 40%, or they give us 55% of what you send. So it's better to, if you can, send PayPal or Cash App or Venmo or but let me see here. Where's the Andromeda?
Yeah, so there's a question about Radiant Guardian, Radiant Glory. As far as I'm concerned, they're all factions of Solar Warden. Solar Warden is generally not good at the core. They're really not. They pretend to be, we're helping you in space, we're making sure you've got all your resources. No, they're just looking for the off-world Germans and Japanese to reduce the population. Why? No idea. World domination or universal domination, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So and I'm probably in that too, by the way. So I'm probably in everything. So this is, are we doing Andromeda now?
Yeah, Andromeda.
Okay, he's saying time cop. Yeah. I don't have time call in this, but if he's coming out with that, then it's likely that it resonates. There's not that many people of us are going to admit to being time lords and time cops. So if that's coming into your energetic field, then that's most likely to be true. This is from the Andromeda. Okay, interesting. Okay, so this is what I've got for you today, Andromeda, and just take what resonates and leave the rest. One of the first things I've got is Spencer Biotechnic. Now, most people call this Umbrella, but that's actually come from the Resident Evil game. That is not the true name of this corporation. Spencer Biotechnic is responsible for the biowarfare and everything that we know, but its name is actually Spencer, and it does link into the Spencer family in the UK. It is quite old. Keywords for Spencer are experimentation, biowarfare, and containment. So they do utilize assets from other programs like Kruger, Monarch assets, that kind of thing, to go out and do containment, cleanup crews, to even use spies and stuff to steal things that they can utilize. So there's a lot of different roles when it comes to Spencer Biotechnic. It might not just be science roles, it could be lots of different roles there. So I've got confirmation for you on Jupiter Moon's connection. So there is a history of Nachtwaffen connected because there's black goo mining here. So even though I don't have Solar Warden coming out on this, but there's also connection to Solar Warden there because there's the Europa checkpoint, which is Solar Warden governed. But it's the black goo Nachtwaffen connection that kind of links in for me on this one. Not too sure why, but there's military forces there on Jupiter moons. Okay, we do have the Navigator card coming out for you. You do make references all the time that you've got a ship and everything, but you've got very advanced psionics. I think we know that. Yeah, you've got very high psionics. So with the Navigator card, we're talking about interfacing. You would do well to do more interfacing because he's always trying to get off the planet, doesn't want to talk to people and stuff like that, I kind of think. But you're here. You're here to make an impact. You're here to put information out there, and I'm not sure that you're ready to do that yet. So this is so much more. So I think it's letting me know that in the nighttime, in your night travels, you are doing a lot of interfacing in the night travels, even if it doesn't feel like it in the day-to-day. That's where you're doing the majority of your work, is in the astral. Okay, we've got a battle bond connection coming in for you. So there is a trauma twin out there. There's somebody that knows you, somebody that remembers you, and that's it. That's how I ended up finding my brother. Was I feel like there's somebody that knows me. I feel like there's somebody that's been through everything with me, and that's how I found my trauma twin. Yeah, so there is somebody out there for you. So if you don't know them already, they'll find you eventually. And then we've got confirmation on altars. Basically, altars are there. So if you're in the programs, you have altars. There's no way around it. You've got altar identities that have been programmed for specific missions. Yeah. Let me just pick a healing card. Yeah, extraction. So he's trying to extract himself from the planet. We've got extraction coming out. So there's something in your field right now that needs to be released. It could just be a bad habit. It doesn't have to be an implant, tag, or seal, but something needs to be released. So just focus on the physical body and do some cleansing through the physical body in nature. Yeah. Okay. That's for Andromedan.
Okay, we got the next one is for me to be me. And thank you for me to be me.
So I love Beamy. I'm pretty sure Beamy would want a breakaway. Let me know if you don't.
I'll pull up the chat.
Yeah, try and specify, guys, because I don't want to start pulling SSP cards for people who are not resonating with SSP, because I don't want to put you into overwhelm. Because don't forget, all of these things are grounded in trauma. This is a trauma healing journey. So I'm just checking the chat. So this is for Beamy. I don't see any message to say don't pull the oracle. Okay. Let's see what comes out. I remember, guys, sometimes it's just the message, the theme, or the energies. It's not the actual faction or program or whatever. Oh, she just set them for all. Can we just check, Beamy, did you want to have a breakaway reading or not?
Let me see. She says, I just sent them for all. Thank you. Okay. I don't know what she means.
So no breakaway cards before I open a can of worms?
Sure. She says sure.
Okay. Okay. Are you sure? Okay. So the first thing I've got is that, yes, you are a super soldier in super soldier programs. So this confirmation that you are used in these programs there. We've also got you being used as spy. So we've got espionage there as well, which I love. I love the kind of espionage stuff. So keywords on espionage is top secret, stealth, yeah, and skill. So there might be an element of the things that you do in the day-to-day where you're very good at keeping secrets. You're very good at gathering information and resources. You love to make your moves in silence. You know, you love to do surveillance on people without even thinking about it. You sussed out the entire room and stuff like that. So we've got espionage coming in. We've also got diplomatic connections for you. So you're very much a peacekeeper. So it says envoy, ambassador. Yeah, so you might have kind of ambassador role in what you're doing now. People might come to you. You might act as an intermediary, or you might just be very good with your words and very good at expressing yourself. So diplomat is a really important role. Anybody who is trained as a diplomat, as an ambassador, you still have been trained in all the other skills. You're still used as an asset to unalive and things like that, to recover information. So diplomats generally go in and they still do the espionage. Yeah, so people may forget that. We've got some missing time coming in. So this is a good indicator that it is time just to review your day. So you may be finding yourself a bit disconnected, maybe having pockets of time that go very, very quickly, or things have happened or, finished and you're not sure how. Things might be getting hidden from you as well. My alters do that to me all the time. Or it may be a sign that you're getting physically abducted, yeah? Whether it's ET or in the programs, there may be clues about physical abduction. For me, you can't really see it now, but I had a needle injection mark right on a vein here. And I just woke up with it like 4 days ago. There's just an injection mark right on the vein. Why?
Whoa.
I was just taken in the night. So I just woke up with it. And so it's almost gone now. Yeah, but it was really clear. I took a photo of it. It was that clear. But I didn't notice it straight away. And then I went through my day and hang on, what is that, right? So again, so we've got this battle bond card coming back out. So when you're in these programs, you're generally paired with somebody, and you're paired with somebody for training, for torture, and all that kind of stuff. You get rewarded by spending time together occasionally, but it's to make an emotional connection so that you'll be emotionally invested in their welfare and they'll be invested in yours. And they do this to make you more compliant. So yes, most people in the programs do have a trauma twin of sorts, or like myself, a dyad. So we were designed to work as a team. Yeah, a bit like Neo and Trinity. I wish. So, although mine's my brother, so that's a bit weird. Okay, yeah, but I got paired with my brother. So anyway, okay, so that was for Beamy. I'm just going to pick you a nice healing card to smooth that out. Blood blisters, nasties. Okay, so interesting. So you've got messages coming in from your guide team. This is Clasping the Divine. So they have been sending you messages. I don't think you've been picking up on them. Yeah, and you're about to have some past life healing come in as well. So it could be just us talking about this, just us bringing it out into the open. It's accessing some emotions that are ready to come forward. So for me, Lionsgate period is always very emotionally healing. So it is time to just start that shadow work when you feel safe to do so. Just focus on some shadow healing. And you might be able to start to get some memories coming in as well. Yes, and start to query those memories. Okay, so that's for Beamy.
Okay, I love that. And then the next one is Nancy Walker. And I mean, how do you feel about the? I don't want you to have to just do reading after reading. How do you feel about the deck? Like, how did you do it? You had like a founders thing. So what was that like? The people who had kind of like invested in it.
So because I had so the people to buy the first 27 copies, we did a pre-order sale on it, and that literally helped me to get the money to print the deck. I would never have been able to just print it and sell it because I'm printing it in small batches here in the UK. So it's not like, so if you were going to print it in China, it would be like $3,000 to print 200 copies in China.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to do that anyway. So I'm printing it in small batches in the UK. So this very, very minimal profit on it, but I had so much drama surrounding shipping out this deck to America. It got highly targeted. Half of the decks bounced back from America, and I got charged for the bounce backs and things like that. So it just, so they let me do it. And as in like the dark forces or whatever, I got targeted making the deck, but some of it was like emotional healing was coming forward. I got targeted the most when I was writing about the Russian SSP. I do have Russian SSP memories, and when we were creating this card and we were doing the write-up for it, I had John on the phone. And literally at one point, I just felt like, oh my God, that I was overwhelmed with energy in the room. There was Russian remote viewers basically standing behind me. And it was as if they were inserting things into my eyeballs. And I felt like my eyeballs were being pushed to the back of my head. It was so bad, right? And at the point, I was about to write about how good I thought Russian SSP was compared to the other factions, because that's what Alondra Markman had said on a video. And I thought, yeah, I don't have anything negative. Oh, but then they showed me something negative. They showed me torture. And I literally felt like I was going through that torture again. Because the main memory I have of Russian SSP is me as a scientist. It's in the Norilsk base. And I talk about this on a vision quest I did with, well, not a vision quest, on a video I did with Sean Bond. I located the base. I found it by myself. Yeah, my alters guided me to the base. I linked it back into my memories, and Sean and I remote viewed the location. There was another asset there who I can't say publicly yet until he lets me, but he was there in my memory, and I knew it was him. So once I'd done that video of Sean Bond, I then sent that video to this person and said, I believe you were there with me. And they said, yes, I was. So I've had confirmation from another American-based soldier, right, super soldier, that they were also Russian SSP and that they remember me from that location as well, which was a base that nobody had ever even heard of. I literally found it in Siberia. I remote viewed it myself and I got Sean to verify it live. Yeah, so amazing. So Russian SSP are the worst. What's so bad about Russian SSP is that they've let everybody think that they disbanded. Right?
Yeah.
And they are not the same people who are like the new KGB. That's not who they are. They are a very secret agency that is underground, and they're a monopoly. You just don't realize it. Yeah, they're running lots of things in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of Russian SSP yet, you know?
Yeah, because somebody said last year, well, where are all the Russian super soldiers? And I started to think, no, we are the Russian super soldiers. We really are. And then I got memories to back that up. And then I had 2 other people verify it for me. Yeah, with me. So there you go. So we are used as everything. And this goes into what I was talking about at bases at the June conference, when I was talking about my journey, realizing that I was actually living a cover life, because there was a covert life. So I started to talk about that in the basis thing, about how we're actually part of a large global program, like a monarch global program, but Beverly Rhodes called it the ARC. Yeah, the Americas, the Russians, and the Commonwealth. And that's exactly what I was alluding to when I did my presentation. I mapped it out. The Commonwealth countries versus the G15 countries versus places that I had physically traveled to and places I remembered being. Yeah, and I mapped it out on my basis conference presentation. So it's very clear that it's the entire globe. So there is a card in the deck that's called On Planet Operations. And John and I don't always see eye to eye on certain things, and this is one. So I see it as one big project. He sees it as lots of small factions that occasionally work together, but generally are at war with each other, right? So I see it as one big monarch global program, because I was treated like inventory and just farmed out from the UK to Australia, to New Zealand, to India, to Thailand, to Malaysia, to Sri Lanka. To Diego Garcia. I was literally farmed out as an asset. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah. Let's see who's next. The next one
so
is
the basis interview is actually on my channel, so or you can watch it if you've got a basistv.com subscription, but the interview's on my channel now, the presentation that I did from June, so you can just watch it on my channel. I actually did the same presentation with slight variation at the Summer Days conference, so there's that presentation so you can clearly see things as well. So that was an online presentation, so that's on my channel. The Basis TV one is on my channel now, but it's I think it might just be Slavka's bootleg copy. I'm not too sure. So Slavka and Phil Barrow, the wizard, did bootleg copies at the event. They were filming me at the event. And then there's the Basis TV edit, which is on basistv.com. And then when I was at the Awaken and Work conference a few weeks ago, I was given 30 minutes to talk, to fill in, because somebody didn't arrive. So at the Kerry Cassidy conference, so I did 30 minutes of talking about my life, a cover to covert life, and I answered questions. I answered tons and tons of questions, from the live audience, so very interesting. Okay, who's next? Sorry.
The next one is Nancy Volker.
So guys, unless you specify that you don't want Breakaway, you're going to get a Breakaway Oracle reading, which does talk about SSP factions. But if you prefer to have a healing with healing cards, I've got water healing cards and violet flame sigil healing cards. So please let me know before I open up a can of worms that is your Akashic records of your Breakaway. Because that's literally what we're doing. And we've already started to access different levels of things with the cards, which we're going to be talking about on the masterclass on Sunday. It's like the cards themselves are accessing people's Russian memories in a way. So people are starting to work with it, and they're starting to get Russian memory downloads now, because I've opened the records on the Russian SSP by working with the cards. So more information is going to be available soon, because we have that access as a record keeper. Okay, so this is for Nancy. I don't see that she doesn't want to break away, so I'm just going to go ahead and see what comes in. So please specify what kind of reading that you want. So the last thing I want to do is activate either a memory cascade or a trauma loop or something like that. So if you don't want, she's looking for info on German SSP. Okay. Great. And your job in it. Let's see. Okay. So I don't have a German SSP card that's come in, so I'm just going to ask that question, tuning into Nancy. Is she in Nachtwaffen? So I'm getting a yes on Nachtwaffen. Okay. Is that job in relation to Nachtwaffen? So is she useless? Okay. This is quite unusual. The first thing I've got coming in for Nancy is a healing card. And this is the Alchemist. And it lets me know that you do have healing abilities. And it's time to start sharing your abilities with others. And as an alchemist, we make change in our community. That's what we do. So we take, you know, whatever that low vibrational energy is. And with your heart energy, you're starting to transform that and send it out as beautiful energy. So alchemist energy is all about change, connecting into the elements. And transforming the energy on the planet, connecting into Mother Earth, Mother Nature, you know, and working with that. So these are some cards that have come out that are potentially a bit shocking. So I'm going to cushion the blow a little bit, as much as I can. Okay, so we've got connections to the Draco, the Orion Syndicate Draco. We get used by them off planet because we have very skilled abilities or DNA that they do not have. So we think of it like that. So the Halo TV series is a great example of Orion Syndicate. And when you watch that, you'll see that there's these really ugly looking ETs, right? And they're working with a human. That human is me. Okay, I am the Dark Prophet. I am Maki in that series. So they've literally taken my abilities and testimony and put it there. So I do work with the Orion Syndicate in another realm of existence. So I really related to that. It activated so much emotion for me when I started to watch that. It's like exactly how I looked in like 30 years ago in my 20s. So yes, you've got connection to the Orion Syndicate. So there's an element of you working with the Draco because you're skilled, because you're empowered. That's why they would choose to work with you. And that's like, I'm trying to relate it into the Gemidars coming into my mind from Deep Space Nine. Not sure why. We do have the MK Ultra traditional card, which lets me know that you're definitely in the programs. You've been through the mind fracturing process. You've been through MK Ultra programs there. We've got this card here, which is the Observer, Architects of Illusion. This is actually referring to you as an ability. Yeah. Usually when this card comes out, it's like you are being handled from afar. In this case, because I was asking about your role working with the off-world Germans, you are used as a handler. So the version of you that's used as a handler won't realize it's being used as a handler or think that that's a really normal job, that you're just monitoring, that you're just pressing buttons, that you're just sending out direct energy weapon targeting or whatever it is, or you're being used as a remote viewer, because this is observer energy. My first activation that I had last year from a voice code was somebody saying Master of Observers. That's why this card is called Observer. So the observers are ancient, powerful energies on the planet. I feel like you are connected into this as a handler. You're used for your remote viewing abilities. And there's another card that's come out for you, which is Occult. So the Occult. So this is a job. Okay, when this card comes out, it is a job. So it's saying esoteric skills and dark forces. So there's an aspect of the energy in the work that you do that is very ritualistic, that is in temple. So don't forget, this is a job. So all the factions in space, they literally do have seers, they have prophets, they have remote viewers and people who are just doing rituals for whatever their cause is. That kind of thing requires a lot of setup. So it could just be like me, you used in a temple to light the candles or something like that. It doesn't have to be that dark and nefarious. Or it could be like me and Olivia James, you were used as a host. Yeah, to host entities or, you know, gods and that kind of thing for people to worship and get information from, whatever. So it doesn't necessarily have to be very dark. You could have been just like like a handmaid type person, where you're just there to support and there to help. But there's an element of that kind of energy coming in. So in the here and now, you might be drawn to kind of witchy stuff. You might be drawn to herbology. You might be considering yourself to be a wise woman. Yeah, you might have a love of the outdoors. You might have a love of magic. So you're a magical person, basically. So it doesn't always have to be seen as the most negative, unwanted card. It's letting me know that you have magical abilities. But like I always say, if you've got magical abilities and you're not using them, you're going to go like supernova occasionally. You need to have a channel for your magical abilities. So you might be good to set up a nice ritual, nice altar space for your nice things, your crystals, that kind of thing. Yeah, so there's esoteric skills that you have available, and we kind of know that because you've got the alchemist card come out, which is the highest. When it comes to esoteric skills, I consider this to be the highest level that we're at. Okay, so this is for Nancy, which may seem a bit like, what? She said what? Sorry. But yeah, you've got divine connections coming in. So you've got the divine 3. So this is your guide saying that we're trying to talk to you. You definitely need to get yourself grounded while you process this information. Got root chakra activation there, and yeah, here we go. Yeah, so we've got a third eye clearing coming in. So your psychic senses are very powerful and they're coming online. So there's a lot of information there that might not resonate with you. So just kind of put it to one side for now, and then when you feel safe, when you feel ready, then you can explore it. Okay, that's for Nancy.
I love that. And then, we have one more. We have one more super chat. And like people keep super chatting. And it's okay. Super chats help too. But remember, guys, YouTube takes 55% of that. So it's better to do PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, whatever.
So
but this is
people
from
who
Troy
send me
T.
super chats, I don't know when I'll get that money because I've got to hit the threshold, and then it
Yeah.
just gets stuck in YouTube, and they only cash it out like once a month, and yeah, it's quite tricky.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, obviously, but yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, like it's it helps. It all helps, but like
Yeah. Okay, so this is Troy.
Yeah.
Don't think I've ever connected to Troy before. Okay, good. Phew, Nancy, I'm so sorry. Bearer of bad news kind of thing. It's pretty badass, Nancy. Yeah, watch out for Nancy, guys. She's like me. Andromedan had a reading and didn't like it. I'm sorry, Andromedan, no refunds. You need to do the heart energy on it, or just reject it. Just reject it and say that Anchorhaven, she's a load of shit. Right? Sorry. Rob, you meant to laugh at
that. Sorry, I'm like...
Okay, this is for Troy. Okay. So this is a niche deck. It's not for everybody. If you can't handle it, it lets me know that there's some deep healing that needs to be done there. But if Breakaway is not for you guys, you can literally have a Healing Waters card. You can have a Violet Flame healing card. It does not have to be Breakaway. Yeah, it does not have to be Secret Space Program weird shit. I have 55 decks, right? But today I picked the Healing Waters. Okay, so this is emotional healing. It's calming, it's balancing. So if you'd rather have that, Andromedan rejects this planet and he rejects the demiurge. Good on you, pal. Okay. Hillbilly Herb says weird shit is the best though. Okay, this is for Troy. Okay, Troy. Sometimes I think like I don't want to say it. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I've got confirmation of Russian SSP for Troy. Okay, so you do have ties into Russian factions, but the key words for the Russian SSP is adaptability. It's resilience, yeah? So if that doesn't resonate with you, maybe the keywords will adapt to what's going on in your life right now. So I relate to being a Russian scientist. So for me, it's all about research. It's that kind of thing. I don't know why this, there we go. There we go. It's the Russian. I can't get it to stay on the screen. It's a Russian project. So I put science and space projects because there are both. But just because you're Russian SSP does not mean that you're not using other factions. Remember, we've got that ARC, we've got that Monarch Global Program. So we get, like, I would get farmed out into the Americas, into Australia, into, you know, different places as well. We do have Observer coming out for you, letting me know that you are a targeted individual, you are empowered, you're being watched from afar, basically. So there's an element of all of our lives that are limited. And I did not realize my life is limited for the longest time. I thought this was normal. I thought it was normal, right? That's just the way my life is meant to be. And then I realized that no, there's other things going on. So now that you know that you are targeted in some way, that you're an empowered individual, you can start targeting them. You can start observing them. You can start talking to the handlers in your mind, and just expressing that you love them, basically. It drives them nuts. And that you're going to heal them, that drives them nuts too. But it says architects of illusion. So there may be elements of your life that are handled. Let's get the keywords on that for you. Yep. So it's the aftercare program. Olivia James talks about the aftercare program. So basically every single person who's in these programs is put into an aftercare program. And I'm in TIRAP, Targeted Individual Research Advanced Projects. I was told by the ACIO that I was literally one of the first people in that project, that before me there wasn't targeting programs. That makes me feel like Harry Potter, undesirable number 1. Yeah, so I was heavily mind wiped, stuck in suburbia and forgotten about, basically, but monitored from afar with these observers. So everybody's in an aftercare program. The reason why is because you're an asset and they spend millions and millions of dollars training you, and they want to be able to take you whenever they want, because that never ends. So yeah, so there's an element to your life that is handled, and now that you're aware of that, you'll start to notice things, and you'll start to notice things around you. Yeah, and you start to put some boundaries in place, start to work with some protection techniques like crystals, you know, shungite and things like that, and do some meditation. Okay, so when we get into projects, I've actually got, this is quite interesting, because I presume that you're a guy because it says Troy, but I've got honeypot, and honeypots are not just female, but in this deck there's only the female. In deck number 2 we're getting into the ravens. Okay, and raven is a male honeypot, but we're talking about intimate espionage. So we've all been through this training. We've all been violated to get into this training, to get into that mindset. So there could be an element of maybe you've got a female altar, or maybe you're used as a male raven, a male honeypot. But basically they are infiltrators. So they, you know, obviously befriend somebody of high importance, high ranking. There is a sexual element, a domination kind of element to what they're doing, and they're getting up close and personal to recover information, to get passwords and things like that. Yeah, or they're getting up close and personal to end that person. So you're used as a espionage, used as a spy, and as an assassin when you're a honeypot. It's not just about sex, it's not just about transfer of information, it can be used for other things as well. So the male version is called a raven. So it could be that you are a raven who targets females of high ranking in long-term relationships, or that you used as a female. You've got an altar who is a female who's targeting male for short-term gains, basically. Okay, we do also have the shadow card coming out, Strength in the Darkness. So this is healing for you that needs to come in. So the shadow healing, there's energy on your heart that is ready to release. It's time to do that shadow work. So meditation, reflection, healing. Okay, get yourself out in nature, start to access those emotions that are ready to be processed, to start to name them, and just set some time aside for personal healing. If you're starting to look into these things, it's going to start to bring up wounding, okay, that needs to be healed. And sometimes acknowledging it can be enough, or you might want to work with somebody who you feel really drawn to help you through that process. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to pick a healing card for Troy. Sorry, these are a bit long today, aren't they?
Normally, no, you're okay. It's okay.
When I work with other cards, I'm much faster. Okay, yeah, we've got meditation. So it's definitely memories, information is ready to come forward. This is return to transcendental consciousness. So you really need to do the quiet work now, Troy. You need to go within. That's the most important thing for you. That's your grounded focus. And then we've got balance. So guys, take a screenshot of the balance card. So this is a violet flame of balance. Okay, so you can draw that out, you can work with that, you can visualize it in your mind to bring balance into your life, into all areas. working with the violet flame. Okay. Mike is saying that's wild. We can get you in the aftercare program. Everybody's in the aftercare program, guys. You're already in it. It's called Your Life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like where a lot of us are targeted by the matrix itself, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
The Matrix targeted me. The Matrix targeted me the other day. Something I've been avoiding. And I thought, I'm going to flex my muscles. I'm going to do some alchemy. And I got instant karma. Within like an hour, I got instant karma. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The next one, you got one more. It's from Brandy Sieber. And let me see what she wrote. She wrote, let me see here. She said, reading with Anchorhaven, Brandy Monac, Sieber. It's Brandy Monac. Okay, yeah, I was on her show. Yeah, she's, yeah.
You on her show?
What's that?
You said you were on her show?
Yeah.
Didn't realize she had a show. Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did. Oh, you hear the bells? I've also got my Welsh bell. Welsh cowbell. Or I've got my wah tube.
That's cool.
This is 963, like God source energy. I work with really long ones as well. My sister's got this set of angelic tubes. And it's like dong, 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 dong.
Wow.
So we do a lot of sound therapies.
That's cool.
Yeah. More cowbell. Okay. So this is, can you change the thingy?
Oh yeah. Wait, she's not on the she doesn't have her she doesn't have a comment in the chat. Maybe she's just watching from behind.
Okay. So am I doing breakaway or am I doing healing?
I would say I don't know. Maybe do a little bit of, or maybe pull one from each or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever you feel.
Phil Barrow's message in the chat. Phil Barrow.
Let me see what Phil says. She says, "I didn't see Phil in the chat."
I didn't see Phil. I'm not really monitoring the chat. You're welcome, guys. I'm sorry. So the Breakaway Oracle is getting reprinted this month, so you can pre-order it. But if you wanted just to get the guidebook, the PDF guidebook, you can download that as well and just purchase that to work with it. But I'm actually combining Deck 1 and Deck 2 into an official guidebook, so that'll get released in September. And it'll cover both decks as well. So this is, did you say it was Brandy?
Yeah, Brandy. Yeah.
Randy or Brandy?
Brandy.
Brandy. Okay.
I was seeing if we had any checks. I was looking at the chat on Rumble real quick, see if anybody was messaging. Nothing on there yet. Because that message from Bill Barrow said that Joanna Couch can't get in. So we'll do you next, Joanna. We'll be the last person. We'll do if we can do one more after this. Yeah. Then,
so I did pull a breakaway for Brandy, and it's actually just a super soldier card. So when you're ready, there's a possibility that yes, the programs do apply to you. That you could be in these special access programs. So yeah, I'm not dwelling on that today because I don't have you here to consent if you want me to go deeper with that or not. So I pulled from the Healing Waters card, and the first thing that came out is cleansing, releasing the old, energetic tune-up, new beginnings. So this is great. So you're starting fresh from this point, yeah? So working with water energies to cleanse and clear, working with that liquid light, that aquamarine energy to support you. Water energy also governs the emotions, and water governs your pathway, the ease and flow of your pathway. So this is a great one to have. So you've got cleansing energies coming in to cleanse and clear your pathway for this new beginning. Yeah, and then we've got immerse yourself, training, learning, new hobbies, or passions. So this really reinforces that this is a new phase in your life. You're going to be doing something new, something that you really enjoy. So whatever's coming up next, whatever the opportunities are, pick the one that really lights you up, that really makes you feel, oh, that's going to be so much fun. That's the option for you. And it might not be the best looking option. It might not be the one that you're expecting it to be, but it will be so much fun and worth it if you pick the one that you know is going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be joyful, easy. Yeah, that's what you need to do next. The violet flame energies are saying that there's balance needed in your life, but this will come with this new fresh start that you're having. Yeah, so whether you dwell on the breakaway kind of side of things with super soldiers or not, you've got something new coming in. This is a fresh start opportunity. So what else is possible, right? So balance will come, but you just need a bit of time. Actually, let me just check one more thing. Yeah, so this is a heat purification, and when this comes in, it's kind of letting me know that there's some old things to be released, but it said that in the other cards anyway. So you're releasing what doesn't serve you, releasing things that are boring is what comes into my mind, and I'm focusing on things that are joyful. Yeah, so that's for Brandy.
Wow, I love that. And that I hope that resonates with you, Brandy. And we have one more. This is from Phil Bear, I guess. She says Joanna Childs can't get in. She likes to ask what she doesn't remember what program she's being used for. Do you know? She said.
Okay, we can find out. So we're tuning in basically to your higher self energy, to your Akashic records that are linked to these secret space programs or special access programs. We're looking to see what messages, themes, and energies will support you right now, or what is limiting you right now. So let's see what we get. This is for Joanna. Phil Barrow is going to be speaking at the Bases November conference, by the way. So you might want to have him on in October to talk about.
Wait, what is this? I gotta see this. It says, check out the rap Blue Rider wrote in the chat. Anchor performed and I produced. What is this?
So I read out this rap in my morning lives. You know, I read out absolutely everything that they put in the chat. So I read out a rap, and then Missing Time 420 edited it into a video, and he put a beat on it as well. And then he sent it to me. So I uploaded it as a shorts, but I put a cat head on it.
I gotta see that. Definitely. Is it on your channel or where's it? Where's it at?
It's a short on my channel.
Oh,
yeah,
I'll
I
check
called
it
it
out.
the Kitty Cat Haven Woo Rap.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so this is for Joanna. We're thinking about what projects has she been used in. What does she need to know? Okay, so there's quite a few things. Let's see if anything makes sense. Dang it. What are you not used in, girl? Okay. So first of all, you are used in on-planet operations. So yeah, you're used in those global monic programs. So you could be used in any country, basically. It might not just be America or wherever you are. You're also used in time travel projects that could link you back into Project Phoenix or something similar. So I didn't get the Project Phoenix card, so we're not necessarily talking about Montauk, but we are talking about that you do have time travel abilities. I don't know if you've got Celtic DNA, but generally a lot of us do have Celtic lineage to the data nan to access those time abilities. But this is definitely something that's there for you. I do have you linked into YNK, Japanese Factions in Space, Yuzuru no Kunshu. So these are the Lords of the Night Sky or something like that. So you may resonate with Asian culture, Asian food. You might be drawn to even Asian TV, that kind of thing. So we have got YNK. The keywords on YNK is integrity, legacy, mastery. So very honor based, yeah, very much about justice for you. So if there's injustice, you won't be able to stand it, yeah, especially in your friend circle and stuff. So YNK, so very much about mastery. Okay, we've also got ties into Mars. So this could be Mars Defense Force, or it could just be that we've all go to Mars to have training. We're all linked into bases on Mars. I'm also linked into I think there's like a Elysium off Mars. So keywords for Mars. Here we go. I struggle with planets. Training hub, Black Terror, which was the Mars Wars, and devastation. But you might be drawn to the red planet. You might have memories of being on Mars or in Mars. Yeah. For me, I struggled to know what was Mars base and what was moon base. It looked very similar in my head. I really had a hard time distinguishing. Because a lot of my year's lab, I'm a scientist in the lab a lot of the time. So that's coming out for you. We've also got you linked to Centurion. Centurion is in. So this is the jungle planet in the Alpha Centauri system. A lot of people who were wealthy would go there. It's also linked into kind of ritualistic or whatever, but the elites would go there. So you're linked in there somehow, and it's a jungle planet. It can be quite savage outside of the colony. But you may have memories. And Christy Campbell put some things up recently that were very glass, like glass domes and glass buildings, and that totally reminded me of Centurion. When it comes to healing, we've got the Go Deeper card come out. So this is the Akashic Memory Retrieval card. So when you're ready, when you feel safe to do so, and you'll hear me keep saying this because we're dealing with SSB, it's all grounded in trauma and wounding. It's devastating. You need to feel safe before you start exploring these memories, okay? Because the stuff that comes forward will devastate you. It will. It's happened to me last year. I just kept getting memories of me and Drago just killing each other over and over in training as teenagers. So yeah. Oh, you're Welsh. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. So you've definitely got time travel.
Is Welsh close to Scotland?
Yeah. So Danu, the tribe of Danu still links into Wales as well. Yeah. Mother Mon. So I'm a Welsh druid. So I'm in the order of Anglesey druids. So it's very Celtic lineage there, and other magical lineages. Yeah. Very druid, very Merlin.
I know I asked you about Darren Till before, but have you heard of Paddy the Baddie? He's a scout. You don't know who Paddy the Baddie is? He's like big in your town. He's a Paddy the Baddie Pimlet. His name's Paddy Pimlet.
Paddy Pimlet. Yeah, you've heard you talk about him before.
He's a UFC fighter. Yeah. But
honestly,
Matthew
I had to
know.
do. I was renewing my security license earlier in the year, and I had to do a threat assessment on Conor McGregor. I told you about that.
What happened?
I had to do a threat assessment and presentation on Conor McGregor. That was
No
the
way,
person I
for
was
real?
assigned to surveil, right? So I had to prepare like a presentation on him and assess his threat. Basically, he is the threat. It's not so much people outside of him; he's literally himself. So I had to present on this. So I had to do surveillance on him, just utilizing online kind of thing, tracking like what would his movements be if he came over here to an event, what kind of security team would we need to have, because I do executive security. And so I had to prepare a presentation on this guy, and at the end of it I was asked by the security manager, would you protect this person? And I had to say maybe, because on this one I'd really need to know his expectations, because he is known for basically allegedly he will do things to put his security team at risk to see how they respond. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right. And why would you do that?
One time he showed up at the UFC event and he threw a dolly through the bus window. It was a big thing. Like he came after a fighter and he picked up this dolly and he threw it through the bus window, and like he didn't get charged for it or anything. And like some people almost got like their eyesight messed up because there were other fighters on the bus. Like the fighter he was going after was on the bus, but there were other fighters on the bus, and like he came with like a gang of dudes, and they tried to attack the bus.
So I had to look into his entourage as well and assess their threat risk. So I could only do a 30-page presentation, but seriously, it could have been 130 pages.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, so for Joanna, so we've got to go deeper into your memories when you're ready. So these are held in the Akashic Records, guys. You literally will have an SSP Akashic Records, which is what's going to start to open when you work with the Breakaway Oracle. And we've got the Alchemist energy. So this is your healing abilities are very advanced. Yeah. So whether you're actively healing or not, there's an element of your energy, even if you're just walking down the street, you're alchemizing energy as you go. You really are. Yeah. And you've got that beautiful Welsh land energy there, which is very powerful dragon energy. Okay, very linked into Merlin, into the druids, into the magic. Yeah, so this is really cool. But primarily it looks like you're used in time travel projects, or you're used by the off-world Japanese. You've got the Orion Syndicate card as well. But again, these are, I'm not really sure what kind of things I'm being used for, because I know I'm used as a scientist mainly, or I'm used for my prophecy. So I only get little glimpses of versions of me tied into the Orions. Yeah. So anyway, that's for Joanna.
Let me see here. Let me see here. But Matthew, we had to, I guess that was it for the readings. But Matthew had a question. He said, "Is one of your altars at the Liverpool City Center?" The Liverpool City Center.
Yes, because I'm right there. I literally live across the water from Liverpool City Centre. There's an active base under the city centre, right?
Whoa.
And there's a Black Pyramid ship, and I get called in all the time. There's a Black Pyramid ship that activated me first last year, and I started to get memories coming in from the ship activation. So
That's
yes.
insane.
Yeah, and I've got the shipping yard right by. I've got Camela's shipping yard, which is literally used to take people. There's portals and things like that. I've had memories come in of that freaking shipping yard. And the weird thing is, I applied for a job there recently, and they just rejected me straight away. Probably because I was already on base.
Wow.
So yeah, so I do have a lot of clones. I've not done a clone audit for a long time, but I will hopefully do a session with Sean soon, and we can look into that. I still get a map open in my mind of locations of clones. That happens for Drago as well. Sometimes I'll get a map. I'll think of him, and I'll get a map which will show me where his clones are on the planet. Can you get us some sausage rolls?
He said there's a Greg's there.
It's
It's a restaurant.
Greg's. It's not a restaurant. It's like a pie shop. So Greg's.
Oh, it is it a pie shop? That sounds. I love food.
It's like the place you go for, like, you know, like a $2 something or other. Like if you get a $2 slice of pizza, it's that kind of place. So it's a bit rough. You know, you can just go in there and get a £1 sausage roll or whatever, and they're good sausage rolls, I'm not gonna lie. But you actually get them frozen, home delivery. So I just buy like a box of 8 frozen Greg's sausage rolls, and I just cook them myself.
What's their pizza like? Do they make good pizza over there, or is it like
No.
I didn't.
No,
I was
still got
wondering.
Pizza Hut. We still got Domino's. We've got the same as you guys, yeah.
But you don't have like any like mom and pop shops like old school Italian people making it from.
We've got a Five Guys. We've got a Five Guys near me. I've never been. Yeah, she goes there all the time. I don't go there all the time, thank you. Oh, can I just talk about my hypnosis? So I'm on day 7 of my rapid transformational therapy hypnotherapy that I started with Gina Virginia Casella last week. Now she's gifted this to me. I'm very, very lucky, so I need to talk about it as much as I can. So it's something that you can get if you go to her buymeacoffee.com/Gina Virginia Casella. So she does RTT hypnotherapy, and so we started it thinking about weight loss. That was the goal, was weight loss. So that was the topic. You get to pick one thing. What do you want to look into? Weight loss. Okay. So we did the private session, and it's 45 minutes. And when she says rapid, by God, is it rapid, right? So I had immediate effects, immediate impact afterwards. So we started off by basically thinking about a time in my life when I felt the need to make myself bigger to protect myself. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not my ideal weight right now. I could do with losing probably 100 pounds. I really could, or more. I don't know how much that is, but my goal is to lose 30 kilos. So it's quite a lot, right? Yeah. And, you know, and so what we started to look at basically was why did I feel the need to protect myself by making myself bigger? And what happened was, so I went into hypnotherapy very instantaneously as well, which nobody wants to hear that they're easily suggestible, but apparently I am. And so I went in and I went to an age 14 memory. But in this age 14 memory, I was in the programs.
I got a deal for you. I'm trying to lose weight too. I've been walking every day. Some days I've been walking 6-7 miles a day. But here's the thing. Here's why I do so much, because I used to run that much. Like I used to be an avid runner. I used to be in really good shape. And then I kind of let myself go when I broke up with Nikki and COVID happened and all that shit. And I got completely out of shape. But we can try to get in shape together. We can motivate each other. I'll message you like every day when I'm going walking. We'll try to lose weight together, you know?
But mine was, so first of all, we've done a mind reprogramming, a reframing of the mind. And what she's done is she's reframed that Pepsi is acid, right? That you don't even want to drink Pepsi now because Pepsi tastes like acid. And honestly, I've gone from like 8 cans a day to 2 cans a day, right? So that's a 3/4 change. Yes, I used to drink 2
shit, that's
liters
a lot
a
of
day,
Pepsi.
and now I've gone down to 600 milliliters a day from 2 liters, right? And so I can still drink it. I still went to buy it the next day.
Wait,
When I
can't
drank it,
you like somewhat like substitute that out for like a somewhat healthy energy? Like I know
yeah,
energy
so I
drinks
am
aren't
now.
healthy, guys. Like
I am now, but before, the main reason why I drink a lot of Pepsi is because I have Pepsi contracts, and this has literally been documented that I have contracts with PepsiCo on and off planet. So all of my clones basically are hooked into these Pepsi contracts, and Pepsi Max contains, even Pepsi, full fat Pepsi contains aspartame. Aspartame is used to mind wipe you. So I've literally been mind wiping myself every single
it's
day.
bad for you. It's bad for your
Right. So that's me thinking I've got a
it's
bad
not-
memory. Why can't I remember my childhood? Why can't I remember the programs? Even though I've got tons of memories now because I've worked on it for the last year. But yeah, so I've been actively mind wiping myself with this. So one thing that we programmed in was that Pepsi tastes like acid, and I don't want to drink it anymore. And it's true. It's true. I don't want to drink it anymore. So I've been having one in the morning, one in the night. And we have noticed that Eric's saying here, has anyone noticed Anchor's energy? Yeah, my energy has changed. He's put, does anyone notice that Anchor has an increase in her energy since the Gina rapid transformation? I can hear it in her voice and body movements. Honestly, my voice has changed. It warms up faster when I do the 5 a.m. lives. I don't need to drink as much. Normally you'd see me drinking constantly on camera, wouldn't you? I'm always drinking on camera, and now I just don't feel the need to. I am drinking bottles of water, so I've been drinking at least 2 bottles of water a day. I've been swapping it out for like this mango drink, so that's what I'm drinking right now, is this mango pop. So I still like cold drinks, I still like fizzy drinks, but I've been swapping it out for Lucozade, which is like an energy drink as well, but it doesn't have aspartame in it. It's got like sucrose in it, or whatever. So the rapid transformational therapy identified a couple of areas. The main thing was we reprogrammed out the Pepsi, so hopefully that'll be gone soon. But when it came to weight gain, it wasn't because I wanted to eat more or whatever. It's because I didn't feel safe, and it came back to a feeling of, if I'm not perfect, they won't want me as a soldier, right? If I'm not perfect, I won't be desirable. So I tried to make myself undesirable. And this came in the memories at age 14 and 17. And then we went back to an age 4 memory. And like adult me is visiting young me. Young me did not have any emotions. She literally didn't. And that's quite normal for autistic children not to have that kind of thing. But I've always had like a level of emotional suppression code. But you could really see it in the 4-year-old. And when Gina said, like, what makes you happy? You know, what brings you joy? What's your favorite toy? I had nothing. She couldn't say anything. She was just completely still. There was nothing there. But the main thing was I didn't feel safe. And because I've not felt safe because of these programs, trauma, wounding, violation, getting used against your will, I've not felt safe. So there's been times in my life when I felt the need to try and protect myself by putting weight on. So I've not always been large. You know, I've been very, very small as well. So I've been extremes trying to be undesirable, basically, which is weird, isn't it? So, yeah. So thank you for popping that in. A lot of it comes back to not feeling safe. So when people have been through trauma and wounding, whether it's in the here and now or it's in other realms of existence, your body has coping mechanisms to make you feel safe, and that's what's happened. And that's why I've gained so much weight. And one of it comes back to 17 years ago. I had my son while I was in the Russian space program, not Russian, Indian space programs. I was in Indian SSP. Living in India for 10 years, I was actually in their programs. And after I had my son, I started to gain more and more weight. And I do believe that comes back to, I didn't want to get taken away from my child. So again, I tried to make myself undesirable by not being the perfect soldier. But the stupid thing is that when they take you into Nachtwaffen, they change your body to make you mission ready as part of the process of taking you. They make you the right height, the right weight, the right strength, the right muscle mass and everything when they take you. So it's stupid. I don't know why I did it. So there's some subconscious thing going on there, but still they'd be taking me, altering the body for the perfect mission, and then de-altering you, bringing you back like as the same as you left. So I've got a pact. I said I will happily go if you return me in my mission ready body. Like if you return me in that perfect form, like 5'7", you know, so many pounds or whatever, then I'll go happily go. Anyway, so this is Rapid Transformational Therapy Hypnotherapy with Gina Virginia Casella. And right now I'm on day 7, and everybody's noticing a difference. Even John said to me, because I said to him, have you noticed a difference in my mind? And he says, yeah, you're remembering our conversations. You're remembering things. Like, literally, I have no memory of what we've said, what we've done, missions I've been on, things I've done day to day. I don't remember where I put things normally, so I feel like my mind is working against me. But it's changing. It's rapidly changing thanks to Gina and her hypnotherapy. So it surprised me that it worked. It really has surprised me.
Yeah. Well, this was awesome, Anchor. Yeah. Do you want to tell people where they can find you? And this was great. Yeah. And how they can get to,
Okay, so you can join my Patreon. You can be a free member on my Patreon. You go to anchorhaven.co.uk to access my Patreon. My free online shop is there as well. There's online shop. There's some free downloads, and there's other things that you can purchase. Or you can go to breakawayoracle.com. And you can have a look at the founder deck. You can have a look at the new deck that's coming out hopefully in September. And the new deck is called Galactic Assignments, so we get a lot deeper into roles and responsibilities. All of my decks are healing. All of them will help you access more memories and do some healing on that. There's a lot of information that John and I are working on together. And, you know, he really is a subject matter expert when it comes to these programs. And we both work together so well. You know, we're bouncing off each other. It's such a good collaboration. So please check out breakawayoracle.com. And if you don't want to get the cards, you just want to get the guidebook, the PDF ebook version that it is right now, then you can just go and purchase that. Yeah, you can do that. Because basically I need some funds to help me print the cards. So you can pre-order. I have tried to update the shipping settings. So if you have an issue, please send me a message. And I'll try and sort out, because I've just put an online shop on the Breakaway Oracle rather than just having buttons there, you know. So that link looks really weird on my screen. I don't know what that says. Oh, Nathan's one. So we've just finished, Nathan. We've just finished. Hold on. Let me just pull a quick card for Nathan. What should Nathan be focusing on right now? So I've done many readings for Nathan, so I know he's in the programs. Okay. Yeah. So this is for Nathan Fox. Nathan Fox is, you know, a verified super soldier, of course. We've got links to Centurion. So there's an aspect of you that needs to be healed related to Alpha Centauri system. So you can go deeper with that one. We've got the healing card. The water energy card has come out for you. Go with the flow energy, Nathan. That's what's coming in.
No, that's great. No, this is amazing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
When you're doing memory mining, which is what I call deep meditation, when I'm recovering my memories from the programs, just focus on the image. Yeah, so focus on the image, or focus on things that remind you of Centurion, that remind you of Alpha Centauri system, and then go into meditation, because you've got some kind of connection there. I'm not sure whether it's you're an elite person who's been living over there, or you're in programs over there. I'm not too sure, but that's what's come in. But it's definitely some healing for Nathan.
All right.
Okay, finish.
Thank you guys. And thank you, Anchorhaven. This was great. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And have a nice night.